Rubber lub dub, bumping, jumping and bumping a cup. This is jump and shoot playing. Oh god, I gotta fight these guys again. I'm playing Cookie Mama, Prepare to Die edition, and I am not prepared to die. Well, I was not prepared. So I turned off no defense again, and that was a bad idea. Turns out you can't outplay this game pretty casually when you turn off no defense, or when you turn on no defense rather. I skipped ahead a little bit. I did a little bit of not grinding, but I played the Winnie the Pooh world off camera because that world is stupid. Like Winnie the Pooh is all about the mini games, like all the time. Okay, you can't play with that. How many is that on? 5. 5 is alright. I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's just the minigame worlds, and this time around it's more, they're just like puzzle bobble kind of games with like slight variations on them. They're not like varied like the ones in Kingdom Hearts 2, or there's like the mini game where you're running through the book and it's kind of like an on rails like collector thing. That one's cool because it's like visually you're jumping through the book, and it's just like an auto runner, you know, like Temple Run or something. But that's the only one I like. There's also the one where you're supposed to like catch Pooh flying on a balloon or some shit. I don't know. That one is lame. There's also the one where you're supposed to guide the gang through the cave or whatever. Oh my god, dude. Will you stop? Just thank you. Yeah, there's the one where you're guiding the gang through the cave, and like, every time they get scared, you have to calm them down. It's like, oh god, this sucks. But after that world, you get the Winnie the Pooh Keyblade, which has like 0 attack and 0. It has 0 like offensive stats, but it does something good. I think it gives you more experience or something. Whatever. But the one in this game actually has stats and it like works. So you get that Keyblade after doing. Oh shit! You get that Keyblade after playing all the puzzle bobble games. Which I didn't think would be very interesting to play on camera, so I didn't. And I have it here. Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, because I can't upgrade it. That's why. So this is. I'm gonna try to get across this as fast as I can. This is another. Oh, I forgot I had this like pocketed. Whatever. This is another kind of rant-ish video. It turns out there's a lot of people just out here saying shit lately. They really do be out here saying stuff without thinking about the implications. Do I have fire on this set? Yes, I do. Like, for example, I already talked about the people who were being stupid about anime, and the guy who said, like, anime these days just has, like, forced inclusion, leftist values, and what was it? There's just, like, all anime is about, like, pandering now, which is not true at all. There was the people in that gaming Discord I was in very briefly, which I found out they either kicked me or disbanded the server for inactivity. But either way, I'm not in it anymore. But yeah, those people who casually said incest was okay, I was like, holy shit, they really out here just be saying incest was okay. There was that the neighbor chick who I ranted about in my Risk of Rain video, who literally said, who really said, same-sex couples can't raise children. So I called her out on it, and I said, wait, so you think that just by being a same-sex couple, they're incapable of raising children as better as like a different sex couple? She's like, no, that's not what I said. You're putting words in my mouth. Like, you just said they can't. You can't get any more like, shit. You can't get any more bigoted than that. Like, you just said they shouldn't be raising kids. So don't even fucking tell me that. Or like, I do remember, like, in my late high school era, I think probably mid to late high school for me was like 2008 or 9. And that was during the time Prop 8 was being voted on. Oh shit. I know I'm gonna be sent far back, so I gotta pause again. Okay, I seriously kept dying to these stupid enemies. I know what I was talking about. Anyway, I was about to bring up like bathrooms, and remember during that time, like, people were like, trans people in bathrooms, it's just men trying to get into the women's bathroom and like rape them or whatever. Like, never mind the fact that, you know, people come out as trans. It's like a journey of fucking self-discovery, you know, and realizing who you are inside. Yeah, none of that shit exists. You're all just trying to play with women and go into their bathrooms. Like, yeah, okay, like, that is legit transphobia. Like, you're paranoid that they're just doing something for the sake of not being, instead of being who they are. Oh look, it's Elsa Gate. Well, where's her husband Spider-Man? He should be taking care of things. Okay, so Sora's big ass monster head is in the way. This is a mod from Nexus Mods. This form of Sora is like the nobody suit from Shion's form in 358 Days Over 2. And it sure is clashing well with the rest of this world. Like, his lighting is kind of weird. I hope they like update this like mod, because Sora's big ass head. I wish I had the image still, but I think I can get a clip from an older video. I was talking about the PragerU lady. It was an ad I saw, where this lady was talking about trans men, which are cisexual females, or who are transitioning to be men. Another one I saw which pissed me off was this one about transgender people, and it just misses the point about transgender people so hard. It's this one called "Why Girls Become Boys." Her subtitle is like "The Irreversible Damage. The transgender craze seducing our daughters." Like, this is such a disconnect from, like, there's such a blatant disregard for understanding transgenderism. Like, holy shit. This is from the perspective of, like, a conservative old person being like, girls becoming boys, boys becoming girls, oh, blasphemy. Like, it's just the tone of that subtitle. I guess, like, Abigail Shrier is the author of that book title. And, like, from the title of that, the transgender craze seducing our daughters, what do you think that entails? Yeah, like, transgender is just a fad that is used because women want to fit in with shit. Or biological women want to, like, fit in with, like, being a male. Oh, you know what? I let the ad play for 10 seconds. I was like, what is this bitch gonna say? Like, and she said, you see, women young women these days are becoming transgender because they don't want the responsibilities of being a woman. Like, what the fuck? And, you know, consider the opposite. Oh, yeah, men become women because they don't want responsibilities of being a male. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It's tied to, like, your sexuality and your mental. So, it's not even just like, I don't want to like, be responsible for being the man of the house, so I'm gonna be a woman instead. Or, like, I don't want to bear children or be the woman around the house, so I'm gonna be a man instead. And it's like,
I can relate to wanting some alone time.
Yeah, they're just like, trans men are just women who don't want the responsibilities of being a man. It's like, or of being a woman. It's like, really? That's all you think this is?
Did you?
Like I said, like, people go on journeys of self-discovery despite, like, families disowning them, being outcasted in the, like, the town they're in, if it just so happens they don't support, like, trans rights. And, like, this is the risk they fucking take. It's like, look, this is how I feel on the inside. I can't keep lying to myself anymore. I don't like this guy. I'm not prepared to deal with this guy and think about talking about that at the same time. But yeah, like, that is also a form of transphobia. It's just thinking that... Oh, this guy is a big boy. And... Oh, shit. I was reminded of the, I was gonna talk about this in a different video, but I forgot. But, Big Joel recently posted a video about, Blair something or other. I forgot their name. They, I don't know. The point is they're a trans female, right? And they were going on a conservative debate Discord call or, like, video call where they discuss, like, they're discussing the threat of conservative politics being like, oh, the cancel culture and PC culture, like, should we give in to their demands or just hold on to our conservative beliefs? Like, that's basically what it was. But you didn't have anybody representing, like, not conservatives, so he put it best. Like, since this is a group of 4 people, quick background on each of them. In the top left, it's a girl who was progressive, or who was liberal, turned conservative, just because she once went to a Trump rally and they were all nice people. Like, nothing to do with their politics, just, oh, they actually turned out to be nice. And, you know, the left has always portrayed them as being, like, jerks. So now I think the left are jerks. Like, that's her story. And in the bottom left is the oh, he's a different form. It takes just a little bit too long to heal. Like, I picked the potion as fast as possible and I just fucking die anyway. And so in the bottom left is the trans female, who's conservative, I guess, which means some part of her thinks that, like, her being trans is, like, not okay, but she's doing it anyway. But she's wanting to fit in with the conservatives, so she'll just agree with whatever they're saying. And it was so awkward to watch. Alright, so in the bottom right is a guy who's like your token good old Christian boy, like, follows all the rules, just he was a little bit more lax, but he still had like phobias, clear homophobia and, like, transphobia, just saying, like, it's just, like, the wrong way to be, and you have, like, these institutions built to, like, fix people, and, you know, holding on to that shit. Or it's just, like, upholding traditional values, which is common of, like, conservative beliefs. And in the top right is like the person who I thought was the most confusing person to deal at all. I think earlier in the discussion, Big Joel talks about her at first saying no, she doesn't mind trans people, but prefacing her introduction with the rest of the group saying that well, first of all, I just want to say that one of the people in the call is a group that normally the conservative right doesn't identify with, or will not ever, oh Jesus Christ, will not ever like acknowledge. And personally, I think that they should even have a voice in this call, or they should be able to vote on anything. They just preface that to anything they were saying, and it's like they just got their bigotry out of the way. Like, and then the trans person in the call is just like taking their shit, and it's just like, why? Keep in mind, these are all conservative people, and Blair is like a conservative trans person. It's just like an oxymoron. I just don't. It's just such a contradiction. Like, how can you support a party that literally doesn't want you to exist? You know, and the things that the far right woman was saying. She was saying that like trans people don't deserve rights, and they're all just, they need to think about how impressionable they are on children, and like trans people are just being trans for the sake of like corrupting the youth. And Blair is just going like, yeah, I can see why you would think that, and instead of, because like, you would think they would sit there and go like, actually, that's not, none of that is true. Oh Christ, I'm gonna probably die again. You would think they would just sit there and go, actually, none of that is true, but they like, they just responded to her like they believe half the shit the far right girl was saying. It's like, really? Oh my god. And it is a problem with like, it was a problem with her trying so hard to fit in with the rest of the conservatives that she literally just let them shit talk her in front of her face. It's like if it's like if I was, oh my god, you can't counter the second hit. It's like if I was talking to a racist person, a racist conservative, and so I'm a black guy, right? And they're saying like, well, black people are prone to be violent, and they're most known to rape and kill and all these things, and more likely to be in gang violence. All these fucking generalizations that are not true. And imagine if I was just there going like, yeah, we do that, don't we? It's like, Jesus. How much do you have to hate yourself to just agree with someone else's like stereotypes of you? And it's like, that is genuine transphobia, just to think that like they're all doing this just to corrupt people. And that, you know what she said? She said and I quote, "The best thing you can do as a trans person is grow out your mustache and stop being trans."
To take a stand. Will the party go the way of the LGBTQ?
What Lauren said about children maybe watching my YouTube videos and thinking that they can be like me or transition or whatever. I don't really know how much you know about me, but I'm probably the most vocal anti-children transitioning person on the internet. It's what I'm. Right. It's, well, I let you speak.
The best thing you can do for us is grow out your mustache and tell people not to live like you. That is the best thing that you can do to help us, because
Christ
you are not
love,
helping.
Christ love, wafting off Lauren, Christ love.
Yikes. Wow.
I keep saying trans. I wish, I think that's the appropriate, like, phrasing. But it's like, no. You can't say you don't have a problem with trans people and then tell them the best thing they can do is stop. I'm gonna die. I'm afraid to like go in. Okay, so this is the only guy left, right? Okay, you can't block the rocks. Okay. Okay, okay. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. And people, I don't know what it is, just like they think that transphobia and homophobia are just like PC culture like buzzwords. They don't want to be called it. I keep forgetting you can't counter that. They don't want to be called that when they are being that. But it's like they're not just PC culture, cancel culture buzzwords. They're actual behaviors that like most right-wing people have because they're conservative. And conservative as like a party affiliation is literally just holding on to something old and outdated for the sake of holding on to it, even if it's problematic or outdated. And I was thinking, think of how many, like, even though they would never do this, think of how much their party would grow if they actually just accepted like trans and homophobic people, or trans and gay people, or homosexuals rather. But they won't do that because it goes against their quote unquote values and like everything they believe about like an entire group of people. Just like, oh, they're just out to get us and convert us into their gayness. You know? You never mind that Christian conservatives like are all about converting everyone into Christianity and getting everyone to that fucking hive mindset, you know? Oh, what the? He just fucking punched me. I'm like watching what he's doing and he's just like, gotcha, bitch. Ugh. Finally, I fucking won. You know, maybe casually you shouldn't have most of these like critical mode perks on, because it's just, you cannot progress. And if it's not a boss, you don't even get the points for it anyway. So whatever. I think I might turn some of these off. Elser, you did it. Oh no, I used my powers for good instead of evil. Wait, what?
No, all I ever do is hurt people.
I must have skipped the cutscene because I don't remember. Yeah, it's okay to kill when they're just like dark enemies. It's okay to kill when it's just monsters. They're not people. You can kill them if you want to.
They're dangerous. You should head home before it gets any worse.
This is my home now. I can't go back. I don't want to hurt anyone.
I was gonna get into why this is my least favorite worlds of all. Elsa, your head is being blocked by my head Ariel, so I'm sorry. But yeah, basically, I'm trying to think like when people say homophobic or transphobic things, and they think or they think one thing is okay, but like one aspect of them of their orientation they're not okay with, or they would say, oh, they can be that way, but we're gonna limit what they can do in society. Like that's if you don't fully accept them, then there is some sort of bigotry inside of you.
Read the room, kiddo.
So like a lot of the time you just miss the point of these things. It's like people who think Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. Like they're just missing the point. And they're really out here saying Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. Yeah, because they saw some looting. You know what I've been hearing? I've been hearing half of it is like like the actual Proud Boys and stuff, just taking advantage of the situation and be like, oh, I can use this time to loot too, and then in news articles it'll be pinned on freaking Black Lives Matter. Like, okay, got it. You know what is wrong though? People who think the right people who are in the far right who think everyone at the Capitol was just liberals pretending to be pretending to be radical right people to make them look bad. It's like, no, those guys were there. Don't even give me that shit. Meanwhile, larxene doing lightning stuff. And then this level takes a nosedive into shit territory.
Wait, the ice! It's going to wall us in!
We're gonna be crushed by the ice!
So not my style.
It's not. That's Rexon's style. The scientist man with the shit. Larxene! Dead boy Sora. So now we're in Larxene's ice vagina. Is I like to call this level. Because it's colder than a witch's titty in a brass bra, is what my aunt would always say.
Anybody see a way out? Well, we can't stay in here.
And I feel like this is half this level. Because it's just the snow environment, the snowy mountain environment, this maze, and that's it. There's like the mountainside in the daytime, but I still just count that as like the snow side. This is an actual Zelda dungeon. So I want to talk a little bit and then try to wrap things up. But yeah. These people just missed the point, you know. They make claims that are homophobic or transphobic. They're like, well, I'm not that. Don't label me as that. It's like, well, you're just being that. There's nothing else to say here, and you deserve to be called out on it. And I'm not gonna call anybody out. I mean, even though I just said you should do that, but in the Discord conversation, I was already talking about it. And I knew this person in real life, so I feel bad if I just started screen capping a bunch of things. Or like, look at all the stuff this person said, ugh! And posted it in the Discord after I edited the video. Like, that's kind of fucked up. So, and also I was there talking about it too. I would only do stuff like that if I knew for sure I was never gonna talk to that person again. And I knew they never knew about my YouTube channel. So there. And I think it's just people's inability to come to terms with that. It's like, you got some homophobia or transphobia inside you because you think that, gay people are fine. That just, I don't want them to get married, or I don't want them to raise kids, or trans people are okay. I just don't want them to vote, play any sports, or vote also. Just admit it already, dude. Either that or get actually over the fact that like someone's sexual orientation doesn't affect your fucking life whatsoever. That's what I was like realizing in my early 20s, when I used to work at Pizza Hut. I didn't realize this person might be like either non-binary or, oh god, these guys are gonna kill me. Either non-binary or trans male, because I noticed this was like a manager from a shift manager from a different store, so like they were taking over the closing shifts when I was going home. But I just noticed that they wore a suit. They had the body of a female, but they wore a suit. They had their hair buzz cut. I think you're supposed to use fire on these. There you go. See, that's the actual Zelda fucking puzzle. Using fire on ice? Fucking unheard of. Are those enemies? Yes, they are. But yeah, they had like shortcut hair. They had like sideburns. They look like a dude, and I was talking to another coworker like, oh, are they trying to look like a dude? And then she was like, Andre, don't say that. That's rude. I didn't realize until much later. I was like, oh my god, she was right. For just a brief moment in time, I was transphobic. Alright, not even that, just like, I didn't get people who would try to look like the other gender. And it goes much deeper than that. It's a literal fucking identity you have inside of you. It's like, I was born away, but I don't feel that way mentally. And I'm not, or even people who are non-binary, like, they're neither, so they either have traits of both, or none. And they don't like being called he or she or anything. And that's, like, valid too. And they're also people like you and me. So, fuck off. That's all I have to say about that. So these guys are called assassins. Oh, this is a boss? Oh, excuse me, I wasn't aware that I was in a boss battle. So you gotta spin the wheel here. The thing is, this is Larxene's ice labyrinth. This isn't. I don't know if this is actually Elsa's castle, which would have been a cool place to go inside of, honestly. All right, Goofy, I get it. Oh. We better steer clear of those icicles as I get freaking obliterated by a piece of electricity. I keep thinking those are like chests you can open. Cause that's what they look like in Lion King World and Kingdom Hearts 2. But they're not. They're not. She's just not. I don't remember if you actually fight Larxene here until if it's much later in the game. But okay. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's just people who don't realize what they're saying and thinking are transphobic, and they think they're like hot shit or something for being quote unquote brave and sticking to their opinions. It's like, yeah, good job. You stuck to an opinion that is literally just a prejudice against other people. Okay, good job. I think I was gonna talk about this briefly, but like Scott Cawthorn was being called, the Five Nights at Freddy's guy was being called out. He also said, I don't have a problem with the LGBT crowd. Also, I support these people who actively go against supporting them. I support politicians who actively go against supporting these guys. It's like, you can't say one thing and then do the other. Like, he's been donating a lot of his proceeds from like his earnings and all of his wealth to politicians who have like anti-gay, anti-LGBT like not even propaganda, but just like things, you know. Kind of fucked. I'm afraid of these are like electric ice things. It's kind of confusing. But that guy got called out and he's like, well, I'm just saying what I believe. I just give money to people to who I think should run this country, and I'm not going to be condemned by the PC crowd or intimidated, and I'm just gonna stick with my beliefs because it's what I believe to be right. It's like, yeah, what you believe to be right is fucking hurting other people. You're contributing to causes that literally prohibit people from having rights. You fucking asshole. And the last thing he needed was like people who also thought what he thinks to latch on to him. You were like, finally someone I can get finally someone I can get behind who's being open about their fucking bigotry. And they're doing the whole "I stand by Scott" movement. Like, fuck off. People really just be saying stuff. Okay, what am I supposed to... Oh, I see what's going on here. That changed the way for this. First, I'm gonna get that hidden Mickey. Whoa. Buster Brands. Okay, now I'm gonna save because it's been like half an hour. I have other things to talk about.